Alright, the Genius Music fans and subscribers, today it's another episode where I'll be looking at how to play a hymn that you've not learned from the staff. Probably you know the melody, or probably you have no idea what the hymn sounds like. So if you already know the melody, then the challenge now is what chords and how to arrange your chords to play the hymn, especially when it is during service. If you have no idea what the hymn is, then that one requires much more of an experiential skill. Okay? Or easy way out, if it's not yet gotten there where you have to play the hymn, then you can ask someone who already knows how to sing it out to you. If they can produce tonic solfeges, that's fine. Then you write them. If you have no idea, then you just have to listen attentively and then look at the pattern in the song. Worst case, if you are not confident, don't play it. Okay? If you are not so confident about it, you don't play it. But if you think you can do it, well, in most cases you can actually do it, then the melody is the first thing to pay attention to. Okay? So, if you know the melody, then you are good to go. The next thing is what chords. So, basically, I'll recommend 10 chords to you. You should get familiarize yourself with those 10 chords, and then their inversions as well. So if the chord has 3 notes, then there are 3 ways to play them. Let's take C major for instance. C major can be played in the root form this way, with the left hand of C. Default left hand is C. It can also change to E or G, since E and G are in the chord of C. Okay? The default left hand note comes from the name of the chord. So if it's C minor, C diminished, C augmented, C suspend 2, the default is the name of the chord. Okay, so you have C major, so you go to C minor, then you have C diminished, you also have C augmented, which is chord number 4. Chord number 5, you have C suspend 2, then we have C suspend 4, then you have C major 7. This way we have C dominant 7, and then we have C minor 7. So C minor and then the 7. You'll be asking why the 7 is not this. This is the 7 from the C minor scale. So what's the last chord? 10th chord is diminished 7. Okay, so let's get going. These 4 chords. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is only for C. Okay, so it's challenging. You should know this for all your 12 keys. For now, just start then with your white keys. Okay, play all these 10 chords on C, go to D, D major, D minor, D diminished, and then you go to D suspend, then D augmented, D suspend 2, D suspend 4. Now we are going to the 7th. Okay, this is D major 7, D dominant 7, D minor 7, D diminished 7. 10 chords on D. Okay, so it continues all the way to C. As you keep practicing, do that for the black keys as well. 10 chords on each key, and then there are inversions as well. So if the chord has 4 notes, then there are 4 ways to play them. First, we move this C up here, and we get this. So this is a root. This is the first inversion. Second, third inversion. Okay, so if you know these, then you come to how to play the song. And this is for rehearsal purpose, so it's slow. When you get on stage, it's real time, and everything has to happen within nanoseconds, pretty fast, so that you are not left behind. You're actually supposed to lead the congregation and not the congregation going ahead of you. But it always doesn't happen that way. You can't know it all. That is what we believe. It's not possible to know everything. But you can know much, which will help you do better. So if you start the song, first thing is what chord will start the song. Usually every song will start with either a major, which is the tonic, or chord number 1, or it will start with chord number 6, which is a minor chord, and it's also called the submedians. Okay, submedian because it is below the tonic. This is number 6 in the C major scale. When you come here, it is below. Okay, this is the median. The median is 3 tones or a major third above the tonic. And then the submedians is a major third, a minor third below the tonic. This is medians, this is submedians. So if you're having issues with the technical names I'm using here, I'll post a link to some of my previous videos, the piano basic videos or the PB video series about piano basics. I touched on technical names, so you should know that by now. If you don't know that, you can tap on the link in the description box or pinned in the comment section to have a look at this video so you understand it better. So what did I mean by a song can start on tonic or submedians? Okay. Now, if your song starts on the tonic, then you are going with C major. That is in the scale of C, if the song is in C. Okay. So, if your song is starting in C, what is the melody note? The melody note. If the melody note is G, then you are using C in root form. If the melody note is C itself, then you are using C in first inversion. Remember, this is C, but this is the melody note, so it should lead. If it's here, then that means it is the higher C. If it is low, then you have to bring it down. Okay, a song like PH 4-4, also 4-4. CCM. Okay, that song starts very low, so you have to bring the chord down. Okay, so if it starts on a major chord or a major chord, then you can either use this or better way. Okay, which song will start with the second inversion? Let's look at Motojun, or what English song? Okay, Brightest and Best starts with a second inversion in A major. So let me play that in C so that you get it well. It starts this way. Okay, it starts here. This is a major chord. So that is it about when a song starts with major. Okay, Love Divine starts with the root. Okay, it starts with this because the melody is so la la so do mi Okay, so know the melody notes and know what chord it's starting with. Now a song can also start on the minor chord, which is usually the submediant or the chord number 6. Okay, now O Come Emmanuel, it's in F, but for this tutorial sake I'll play it in C. Okay, this way. Let me play it in the hierarchy. Okay, so it starts with this. If it's starting with a minor chord and it is the melody is La, then you know you are playing first inversion. This is the chord itself. If you take this here, first inversion, and your left hand must be the name of the chord. This is A minor, so you play A minor here. Okay. So usually minor chords usually start with this chord. Do mi la, that way. Now the song will go through the melody and then the progression. So you'll be changing chords, and then the line will end. So if it starts with a major and minor, what chord or note is it going to end with? Okay, each song or hymn has a number of lines. So usually it will start on a major or a minor, that's on your Do or on your La, or 1 or 6 or tonic or submediant. And then it usually will end on the tonic again. The line will end on the tonic again. The line can end on 5, which is this G major, still in the scale of C or key of C. Okay, it can end on this. Usually if it will end on the 5, it will go through 2. So you see this is 2, and then we land on the 5. Okay, or it will just land on a, let me go to this. Okay, so oh God, our help, like I've used before. The line has ended on 1. We are continuing second line. This is chord number 2. It's inversion. The second line has ended on number 5. There are instances where the line can also end on a 6, a 4, rarely, or a 3, rarely. So major endings are either on a 1, a 5, which are most common, rarely on a 3 or a 4. So I'll demonstrate that. Now we have this song PHB 502. Okay, la la la, or la la la, or like in the high octave. La 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 la. So I think there's a 4th or 5th line in the song, and that line actually ends on the 4. So you get the meaning, just get the beginning chord. No matter how it goes, the beginning and the ending is so important. Even if you get lost in the middle, you should come to a good end. Okay. 6, 5, 1, then 4. Then it goes back to 1. The last line starts with This is 6, 4, 5, 1. Okay, so if it's ending on a 5, then you should anticipate a 2. Okay, a 2 will precede the 5. If it is ending on a 1, then you should end this way on a 2, 5, 1 or a 4, 5, 1. So the endings when you are ending on 1, when the line or a passage is ending on 1, you can have 2, 5, 1 or 4, 5, 1. If it is ending on a 5, you could have a 6, 2, 5. Okay. Basically, a 2 will introduce you to the ending 5. Now, we've also talked about 4, which I've demonstrated. Okay. Now, when does it end on a 3? With a 3, let's look at this song. In heavenly love abiding. Okay, still in C. Sorry, I'm forgetting. So we have it. Okay. This passage is ending on the 3, this way. This is a 3 chord. But the melody is saying we should use E. So you change the arrangement of the chord, which is the inversion, and give it this. Again, that passage. It starts with a 3. All these things are just the inversions of the same 3. 3, 3, 3, and then it changes to a 2. Okay, so that is 1. So your 1 or 5 are the major endings of a line. Then you can also have a line ending on a 4 or a 3, which are rare. Okay, so we know the beginning, the ending of the line. So with the middle, you should be looking at similarities of chords. Okay, you know the default notes, left hand note for each chord. So the melody will tell you what chords to use. Okay. And then your left hand, depending on your level of dexterity, how good you are at switching between chords, just keep your hand at almost the same place. Okay, let's look at Love Divine in G major. Okay, it starts with what? Let's go to the scale of G. Okay, this is scale of G. Love Divine starts over here. So we go this way. Realize that I didn't change my left hand. Why? Because this chord and then this chord number 1 and chord number 4 all have a similar note, which is what? G. So why not maintain this G? So I don't put so much confusion to my brain, which does not really know the song. We are assuming we don't know the song. We've just heard the melody before. We are not so sure of it. Okay, so in that instance, you don't want to impress people with lots of complicated chords. You might end up confusing yourself. It's likely that's what happened. So keep it low. Okay, you see, all these are just inversions of the same G major chord. So no need to move your left hand unless you are sure you are so good at it. Again. Realize that chord number 5 and chord number 1, chord number 1, chord number 5, they don't have this similar. It's rather this. Then again. Now look at this. I can play this. Depending on what chord you want to use. If I play it this way, then I'm actually using a major 7. Plus the 7th of the scale. 7th of the scale, okay. Now, if you anticipate a movement, you can actually do this. Okay, more movement means, okay, you are so good at the song you are playing, okay. But don't risk it if you're not sure of it. Now it switches to what? 5. Or okay. So similar notes in chords just to reduce your left hand movement as much as possible. So you can focus on the melody and then the chords you are choosing. Okay. I play this chord still over G. This is actually C major 6. So there's a similar note there. Okay. Passage ending on a 5. If you anticipate it, then you know that you are on 2. Okay, 4, 5, 5, 1. This sounds too basic. Once you go to the 5, you want to maintain the 5 before you end your line on 1. Don't introduce the 1, go back to the 5 before you come back to the 1. So you want to maintain a 4, 5, 1 movement, or a 2, 5, 1 movement, not 4, 1, 5, 1. No, that is so elementary. Okay, it doesn't really sound great. Okay, although this is a 1 chord, we are moving to a 5, so no need to go to the 1 before. Maintain the similar notes. Okay. The last line. Okay, so similar notes in the middle. If you know your melody, you just want to maintain similar notes, and then the more attention you pay to it, the smoother your song sounds, and then it will sound as if you already learned it, but you're just paying attention to some rules just to get along with the unfamiliar song. So that's all about it. You have 10 chords to practice on all your quiet keys, and then eventually on your accidental keys. Know their inversions as well. Okay, every song is going to start either on a do or a la, a tonic chord or a sub-median chord. Okay, you should know the melody line. The melody notes will tell you what inversion of the chord to use, and whilst you are moving in that line, each line of the hymn, it's going to end somewhere. The line is going to end somewhere. Okay, usually it will end on a major. Sorry, I didn't talk about a minor. Okay, I'll touch on that briefly before we go. It will end on a major, it will end on a dominant, which is your 5. This is a major. It will end on a dominant, which is your 5. Okay, it can appear in 3 forms or 3 versions. It can also end on a minor, which is your 6. So 1 or 5 if the song is in a major scale. If it's a song in a minor scale, you are going to have a 6. These 3 are common. Then rarely you will have the song end on a 4 or a 3. The 3 and then the 6 endings are usually found in songs which feature minor progressions. And then the 1, 5, and then 4 chords ending a line feature hymns or songs that actually feature the major scale. Okay, so with O Come Emmanuel. Okay, one line ended. Second line is starting on a 5. Second line started with a 5, ended with a 6. So that is it about playing a song that you are not so familiar with, especially hymns. So, wow, there's one thing I also did not touch on: the key to choose. Yes. Now, the key to choose here is about the highest note in the song and then the lowest note in the song. Okay? Usually, you want to maintain the song between this C and then this F. Okay? Now, the average congregant can sing somewhere up to this. But if you have soprano singers who are assisting in singing or in the choir, they usually find it difficult going below the middle C. Yes, I'm using the organ tone, so the middle C is now here. If it were to be piano, the piano voice, this will be middle C. But you can see how heavy it sounds. Okay, this is middle C for organ tone or organ voice. Keep the song between this and this. So you check the lowest note of the song, the highest note of the song, and then you decide the key. When I choose Love Divine, la ra ra, the lowest tone or note of the song is this. It is just close to this. So if we should shift the lowest note to this and make this, then we are actually going to play in F. The highest note is la 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 la, and so there's this. I'm playing it in F. In G, that's La or sub-median note is this. You see, it doesn't touch this way, this one. So we are keeping the song between middle C and then the second F after middle C. This range. If you are playing the song below this, know that the average person cannot sing. You only have the men singing alone because the men can go deeper. If it is going up beyond a certain limit, then the men will also stop singing that portion of the song because they can't go up that range. And even some ladies will also have issues going up beyond this F. Okay, let's look at another song. Holy Spirit, prepare us from pH 420, 424. Okay, let me confirm. Sorry, it is pH 428. 424 is also correct. The same thing at 428 and then 424. Okay. So 428, 424, all use the same thing. So the song starts here. Button here, the highest note here, the lowest here. So if you shift the lowest to this, that means you are going to play the song in C sharp. Sorry. Then that highest note here will shift to this. Sorry, I'm so bad at C sharp anyway. So that is just it about choosing the key. So your starting notes and then its chord. In the middle, make sure you reduce your left hand movement so that you can concentrate on the melody, because that's the most important part of the song, okay? Then your ending, anticipate it per how you've heard the song or per your calculation, how you perceive it to be ending. You choose that chord, that note, and then if it's a 1, it's a 1. If it's a 5, it's a 5. If it's a 6, the line is ending on a 6. If you think it's going to end on a 4 and a 3, you know how to approach it. Go give it some practice. For songs that you know how to sing but don't know how to play, try and play it on your own and see how it's going to sound, okay? And most importantly, choose a key that will make meaning, okay? Don't choose a key where a portion of the song can be sung, a portion of it cannot be sung. I think these tips are okay to get you going. Have a great day. Bye.